Hello YouTube. This game is called Dream House Days. It's available or free to play on iOS and Android. So basically this game is a tycoon kind of game. So if you guys are like me who loves to play management kind of game, like those games that you manage and you upgrade your stuff or make a lot of money off of it, be number one. This is the game to play. This game is from the company called Kairosoft. They actually have a few games that are really good. This is one of them, and I guess the most popular among their games. So this game is an apartment management game. You have a tenant, asking for rent, you furnish their apartment, upgrade, you can evict if you don't like it, if you don't like them, you can evict them.
I could feed them.
Or move them to a bigger apartment. Alright, so let's go ahead and start. Let's go to the empty one.
Empty one?
So we are going to create a new apartment. Not really very good at naming or picking characters, so I'll just start with whatever I have here. So this is our building manager. Well, you're the owner, I guess, and this is your manager, assistant manager, I would say, because technically you're the manager, and she will help you with tutorial and everything else. And this is the only tutorial that you are gonna see, but let me just tell you this. It's not very it's vague for the most part. So I have played a little bit of the game before, and I would tell you that there's really not a lot of explanation on what to do. It's fairly very basic information that they're going to give you. So this is, we have our first apartment right here, and this is apartment 1, and this is where Doug Hauser will be living. So the only one we have right now is a bed for Doug. Oh, poor Doug. And first, when you click on your character, your tenant, or whatever you want to call them, your little people, when you click on them, there's this little button that says details that you can click. Here you can see the attributes, and this is really important when you're looking for a job or helping them look for a job. Right now, Doug doesn't have a job. He's looking. Oh, at least he has that. No love interest or no relationships yet. So we will help Doug find love interest, clothes. I mean, there's a lot of clothes that you can buy at the store. Traits, where you can see specialty. Right now there's none. Doug doesn't have any specialty. But along the way, when you have kids, I think, well, I'm not sure right now because I played this game for way back in the day. I think you will be able to pass on your abilities, specialties, whatever, to your kid. That's when the specialty comes in. Right. Doug's aspiration and wants to be an office worker. I think that's one of the jobs is easier to get is office worker. So basically, you're not just managing your apartment, you are managing your people. Like you're helping them look for a job, look for relationship, have help them create their own little families, and when they retire and all that other stuff. So that's all we have right now for Doug. Well, and then wealth. It's really important. Doug's wealth right now is only 8,000. Is this right there? And I think the rent that we're asking from Doug is also 8,000. Or we can. Let's see. All right, so we are going to furnish right here. So if you just click anywhere, because what we were doing before we're following Doug, so we weren't able to see this, but if you click on the apartment, you will see all the people that lives there. As over now, there's Doug. There's a request to move if you want Doug to move like into a bigger apartment, because right now this is a small apartment. And so we're asking 3,000 rent from Doug. The upkeep, this is maintenance, I guess, is 1,000 right now. It changes, well, not changes, but I guess they'll ask you for that money every season. If you will look here in the upper left where it says 1Y, so that's first year and weekday. I guess it changes every week. So there's weekdays and then weekends, and then it'll go to a different season. Right now we're in spring, so winter that's when we're paying for maintenance, the upkeep of 1,000. But the more stuff that you're gonna put in Doug's apartment, the more maintenance, or the more you pay for maintenance. So I think it's best to match the wealth of your tenant to what the upkeep of their apartment, because then you are not going to make profit. Because say you're asking 3,000 rent from them and the upkeep of their apartment is like 5,000, then you are not making any profit at all. But it's also really important for the wealth. Like I said earlier, Doug's wealth is 8,000. So for that, the whole season, Doug has only 8,000 to spend. He will give you 3,000 for rent, and whatever else he's doing, he spends his money. And the downside of that, if Doug doesn't find a job right away, is when that money runs out, then Doug is not going to give you money. I love you. And so Doug is not going to be able to pay the rent. So whatever money Doug has left of his wealth, then that's the only rent he's going to pay you. Say he only has like $1,000 left on his wealth, then even though his rent is 3,000, he's only going to give you 1,000, because that's all the money he has. So it's really important that when there's a job opening, job postings, make sure that your tenant get a job, like a permanent job. You can even help them find a new job or their dream job, which, like we saw earlier, Doug aspired to be an office worker. So let's go, and this room is just too big for that one single bed right now. You can click the furnishing. Oh, let me go back. So you click the menu button. It's on the down right here. You click the install, and then here, if you scroll down, there's 3 types of room. This one is cushion, has cushion flooring. This one has tatami mats. This one has tiled. So right now there's 2 types of room that we have. But like I said, that room is too big for one single bed. The way to, because you can't delete it. Like, this is a delete button right here. And you can't remove a room. See, you can only remove furnishings or furnitures. So the way that you, I guess, make it into a smaller room is to match whatever the biggest size room, type of floor that's already on there. So one of them is cushion, one of them is the mats. So what we do right now is choose the cushion flooring. All right. And then you just click OK. There you go. And then you go to the other one, you click OK. But so right now, we need the door. The door is really important to every room that you make. For an obvious reason. So the way you put in the door, you don't have to rotate. It doesn't really matter which way the door is facing. You just click one of these little square, green squares of where you're gonna put the door. So let's put it here in the middle. So you click OK. And then I want to, because since the bed is kind of facing that way, and I don't know, it doesn't look right to me. So I will have to move it, and this is the button. It says rearrange. This is the button to move, rearrange your furniture. You click on it, you rotate, so you can see where it's going when you rotate, and then you click. Oh no, well, you can't click OK. You have to move it first. And you click OK. Which is, I don't know why, but it's really weird. And then you click it again, but you already know that it's facing that way. I want it to move where the door is, so just click OK. It takes a while for it to be, I guess the right word is delivered. So you click back and back some more. It takes a few seconds to get delivered. So we'll have to wait. There we go. Now it's installed. And then also, the most important thing for this furniture, it doesn't really help with how they're, I guess how they live, because it doesn't matter if you don't put a kitchen. Doug will still live. He will not starve. I guess it's what I mean. So the only reason that these things are important is because it will help your tenants or your people's attributes. Like, if you want them to find better jobs, they have to upgrade, or they have to have like a higher attributes. It depends on whatever the job is asking. So these are the only thing that kind of purpose of the furniture. So that's the kitchen. We will install kitchen for Doug, and you just click back. And what else does the kitchen need? So the way, well, I guess you already figure it out. The way we find or move these little options right here is to just click it. If you want to go back to where the floorings are, you just click that little room thing, and bedrooms and kitchens and the important things, you click that little bed. Here is obviously is the tables, and here are the entertainments or decorations, and this as well. So these are for walls, is what I meant. Those are for walls. These are for floor decorations, and this is the important stuff, the abilities or attributes. So we'll rotate, and we'll just put it right here. So that's what we're gonna have for right now, because upkeep is now 4,000. Well, Doug's rent just went up. I mean, we do not, well, I guess you can't change it yourself. I'd have to find out how it's because the wealth didn't change. Oh, okay. So I guess the more furniture you're putting in an apartment, you're raising the rent by putting more furniture. So that's why, since Doug only has 8,000 for his money, well, we already took the rent for 6,000, and Doug still doesn't have any job. So right now, see, that's what happened. His wealth was 8,000, but although he doesn't have a job, I don't know why, I don't know where Doug's get it, but he is still, there's still an income coming into like his, I don't know, little family, or for an 8,000. Okay. Okay, so we are just waiting for Doug. Well, now it's winter time. We already collected rent from Doug. So basically, right now we're just observing, stalking him. Let's find out what he does. He thinks what he's cooking smells great. He's eating right now. So I'm basically just narrating Doug's life. Right now it's pretty boring because, well, he doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a relationship. Monthly maintenance. Okay, dog. What are we waiting for? And also, if you want to see dog's detail, if it's anything is changing, you can see the intelligence is 18, hobby is very low, he's somehow fit and charming, personality is very average, and he has, well, now he's a specialty in cooking. He didn't have any specialty before when we first look. I forgot if we did, but the more they use furniture, the more their specialty upgrades or increase. And no relationship, obviously, attributes. Clothes, I guess you can, well, change your character, but well, for me, because you're gonna have to use this little a potion thing, this little orange in a potion jar or whatever. You have to spend all those, and that's really important to have along the way. So I don't want to waste it on any change of, because it's not really important, like hair, clothes. You can have a lot of tenants, so it will seem unimportant. Alright, so it's just the news telling the people that there's a new apartment building in the neighborhood, and that's us. Okay. So basically what she's saying is to unlock more furniture or varieties of furniture is we do a little research. So you click the little menu button right here and you go to actions and research. Okay, so these are the options. These are the things that you can research to make it available. There is refrigerator. See, this is what I meant when I said that the little orange potion thing is really important, because you need it for researching, and the more rare the item is, I guess the higher potion thing they have to spend. So like I said, the looks of my tenant is not really that important, so I don't want to spend the research. It's called something. It's research something is what it's called. All right, so let's start. I think you can research 3 at the same time. So we will research the toilet and the bath. Let's try one more and let's just see. Okay, yeah. So just 3 at a time. So right now we're stalking Doug again. I don't want to upgrade or to put more furniture into his apartment because I just want to match the income that comes into his household to the upkeep of his apartment, or because or else I won't have any profit, and then because Doug won't have any enough money to pay me. So no, Doug, you'll keep those really basic things. Yeah, I'm not gonna furnish it enough. Okay, so that dialogue, if you read it, if you saw it, it was just telling us that there's a contest every year for the best apartment or something like that. So this is hiring season. All right, this is for part-timers to look for full-time, or for students who were looking for part-times, or no, for full-time job. So Doug got paid. So Doug is very lonely, and he is looking for a girlfriend. Now he also went out to have a job interview, which is to be an office worker. So see, this is what I meant when I said attribute has to be higher, or at least for whatever the job is looking for. Today Doug failed the interview. Oh well, we'll try again next time, Doug. Okay, so this is the contest, or the apartment ranking. Let's just tap to enter. There is really no fault in entering. Like, you can't lose. I mean, you will lose, but you're not gonna lose anything. So it's like win-win situation. If you lose, you still win because you didn't lose anything. If you win, then you win something. I think it's one of those research potion. Oh, okay. So Doug is back from his blind date. Good for you, Doug. So since now we know that Doug just went on a date. Remember earlier we didn't see any relationships. Now we do, because Doug just met Casey. And eventually one of Doug's love interests will want to marry. It depends, or Doug wants to marry one of them. It depends on how many hearts, because the full hearts they have, the bigger success you have from marrying them. So, well, I will further explain it along the way, but right now, since Doug isn't asking to marry, he's just dating, I will just explain it later when it comes. And also, every time they use the furniture, if you saw that a little bit earlier, it will give they will give the research potion thingy just a little bit every time, and that's how you get them anyway. So the more they use their furniture, the more research points. Research points. Now I just remember research points, but hey, it's not very far from potions, right? It's almost the same spelling. Okay, so the research for the refrigerator and bath is done. So if you see it right here, we have it. The more variety of furniture, I guess, the more their attributes increase. Like, we could have the bookcase somewhere here. It will help Doug, but like I said, I don't want to put more a lot of furnitures, because right now if you remember, we asked Doug for 6,000 for his rent, but since we added the bookcase, his rent just went up 7,000. And if you look at his income is only 8,000 coming up, and he's not really saving. He was only saving 1,000. And if he goes on a date or goes to groceries, his will come down. Like, as of right now, he only has 6,000, and we will ask for rent at the end of the month or for the next season, and I'm not sure. I have to see when they're getting paid. I wasn't really sure, or maybe I wasn't really paying attention, but all I know is right now Doug only has 6,000 and we're asking for 7,000 rent. And it's already the weekend, so that means a new season is around the corner. Which means we'll ask rent from Doug. See, if you guys saw that, it says we collected 6,000 rent from Doug, but technically Doug's rent is 7,000. But earlier, Doug only has 6,000 on his wealth. So, but it's still okay because the upkeep every season is only 5,000. The maintenance, so we're still, no, we still had like 1,000 profit. So it really is depending on the maintenance of an apartment. So if Doug's household maintenance, Doug's apartment's maintenance is more than his rent or more than his wealth, then we're gonna have a problem. All right, so while we're waiting, we can actually go ahead and recruit a new tenant for our next apartment. So right here, this is the cost, if you can see it right here. I guess I don't really want to spend the ticket because ticket is really hard to come by, and it's really important that we have the ticket. It's when we're moving our tenants to a bigger apartment, like when they get married and have kids or pets, we have to move them into a bigger apartment and we need tickets for that. So for right now, we'll just use the flyers because here is the local agency, and if you move this little arrow thing, top agency, but they're asking for 100 research points, and comic artist, I guess they have money. All right, so now we'll select that. You just click on the one that says flyer. All right, so he went ahead and looked for another tenant for us. Oh, okay. So Doug is already going on a second date, hopefully. So the higher charisma your tenant has, and the better his date is going to be. Sometimes they go on a date with different people, so I guess it would make sense, like the more the date's the same person, the more the heart will fill up and they get married. It's the same in real life, I guess. So since we asked for tenant for our apartment 2, let's just go ahead and furnish it right now. And you click OK, and then let's add another room just in case. You can either double click it or click OK. It's up to you. And then obviously they need a bed because they're gonna get tired. I think the most important thing to have actually in the apartment is the bed. And so I'll also put in the kitchen. Oops, I went way over. And the fridge and the table. Let's turn it. Okay, I think that's enough for right now for apartment 2 because We don't. Oh, Doug and his date went to the amusement park. That's going, Doug. Okay, so the apartment two, what was I saying? Oh, okay, so we're not gonna furnish it more because we don't know what we're gonna get. Sometimes we're gonna get students, and students don't even have or can't even go to part-time jobs, so that means there is not gonna be any income coming in, I think. And also, if you are gonna get an adult tenant, hopefully they'll already have a job and they're not part-timer, but most of the time they are part-timers. All right, so we have two respective tenants. They're gonna go and take a look at our apartments like in real life. Okay, so now we can see what happened with the competitions that, or competition, to contest that we entered. Oh, we entered for rent contest. Okay, since we're only asking 8,000 for, oh, 17. 17th place, not so bad. Okay, so we get 16 research points and one job change pass. Okay, so the job change pass, well, she's gonna explain it, is to use for people that, well, should just change their job. Like with Doug right now, since he's a part-timer, we can use the job change to help him look for full-time job. But I just want you guys to be very careful when you use it, because when they failed, that job change pass is gone. I can't reuse it. So for me, I wanted to use it when their attribute goes up a little bit, like when I know for sure that they're gonna get the job that they want or that we want for them. But I think right now the only job option that we have is the office worker job, which we just saw earlier that Doug didn't even, he failed it. Doug, not very good. So what we can do now for Doug is just stalk him again and help him build his attributes. Okay. Only one of them is interested. Oh no, wait. See? No, we don't want to haggle because that is really expensive. And we don't have it anyway. So we were just gonna go with the student. I mean, it would be nice to get Kent because Kent already has a job as a food server. But let's go ahead and, I mean, you can just not pick anyone and go back and try again, but we're already spending for the upkeep. And right now, since it's really good that we're getting Ali, because look at all her attributes. It's really a little bit high right now, like average. And when she's ready, well, next year when she graduates and ready to get a job, you can actually choose a much better job for her. So like I said, I'm not very good at picking, naming anybody. And also Ali gave us a 3.6 thousand. Wait, so that wasn't even that's what, 0.6 thousand. Okay, I was just saying it wrong. So that's probably like 600 or something. The rent. It wasn't even, how dumb. Well, anyway, so 3.6 thousand. $3,600, I guess. For deposit, that's what Al gave us. So this is pumping products. Yeah, so you go to the menu, everything is on the menu. When you click the menu, you'll see everything. This is for the shop for pumpkin products. I mean, if you want to look at it, these are just for well, obviously it's not for furniture, but it's for items that you can help upgrade your tenants to give them like a much better job. Okay. We have an apartment 3, but we didn't furnish it and we didn't do anything. We didn't recruit any tenants, so it's not giving us anything, but it's also not taking out anything from us when it comes to maintenance anyway. Okay, since no worries, I mean, we only have really 2 people living in our apartment. And then also there was one important thing that we can install. This little question mark right here. Those are furnitures that you can put outside of your building or hallways. I usually put a bench in the middle of apartments. It's because when you have those over there, any tenants that will pass by or neighbors will start to chat, and if they're both adults, opposite gender, they'll start to like have the real relationship, and you can marry them. You can actually marry them to each other. So it's really nice. But since Ali is a student and Doug is an adult, that's a big no-no. And every time we get a tenant, we get a scratch card. I don't even like that. Well, so you just click back. We don't want to play again. Like, I don't want to spend any for unnecessary things. Okay, obviously. So Doug is going to work. We're asking 800 rent from Ali, and like I said, we can view tenants. Oh wait, there is an income coming in from Ali. I mean, to Ali's household, even though she's a student, but an upkeep for her apartment is 5,000, and we're asking rent for 8,000. So it's really not. It's still okay. All right. So if you saw that right there, Ali just gave us 4 research points by doing something on the kitchen. See right there. Oh, specialty. Ali just got a specialty, and I think it's cooking. Right, details. Yeah. Ali is aspiring to be an office worker too. Oh well. I mean, well, for me, that's like the easiest way or the easiest job you can get. So there's a new research item, storage rack, and a TV if you want. But these rugs right now, there isn't really, they're not useful. They're not giving you any attribute points. So I don't bother with it for right now.